You'll notice then that the software says, do you want to see if this form can be auto-clicked? What this means is the software will try and see if it can actually click on this button. For some sweepstakes, it's able to. For some sweepstakes, how they're designed, it's not able to. So let's see if it can be done. So we click on this button. Wow, we got a success. So chances are, yes, it was able to be successfully clicked. So the software says, did it work? Yes, it did. So you click on this right here. If it didn't work, you would simply click no, but we're clicking yes. So now you've added one of your sweepstakes. Let's go back to the sweepstakes finder, and now let's save this. So we go to sample sweepstakes 001. Remember, I held on the Alt key when I clicked that, and then the software automatically fills this in. And then let's add this sweepstakes. So we click on add this sweepstakes. Let's say number 001, and just pick a random date here. And say 31st, and I'm just picking random stuff here, and say $50 in DVD for computer, and then rules. And I click on save sweepstakes again. Again, it'll say, can it be auto-clicked? Yes, let's find out. You notice you got the success again, so chances are, of course, this works. Normally, if you have a sweepstakes site, it might say thank you for entering, or congratulations, you've entered, or come back on a certain day. If you get a message like that, usually it means it was successfully entered and the button was found, which means yes. If you didn't get any message like that, then you would click no, but again, we click on yes. So what's really cool now is you'll notice that the submission type is fast submission. So what you can do in the future is you simply click on this fast submission button, and then the software will go one by one, fill it in according to the profile, and then automatically submit it. So we click on fast submission, it loads it in, submits, and then it loads in the second page, and then submits it as well. So it actually went through number 1, number 2, and then of course you got that little ding at the end, which means it's finished. Let's say we go back here, and now we want to say change to a different profile. Let's say you had a family member. It's really easy. You just go on the current profile and then say find John Smith, and then it automatically changes the information here. So you notice now it says John Smith instead of Bob Smith. Change the phone number, address, and so forth. So that's really cool. So you can just go back and forth like this. And again, if you had 5 or 6 family members, then you would be able to do that for every single family member. And so you would just go family member number 1, fast submission number 2, fast submission number 3, etc., etc. Alternatively, if you wanted to do it by hand, you could just choose the profile, then click on the sweepstakes button here. It fills it in. You go manually submit it, click the button, then you go to the number 2. It would automatically fill it in, and click on the submit button, and so forth. So that's how that works. Now, going over some of the extra buttons. Okay, let's look at the Analyze Form button now, which is right here. In some cases, if the sweepstakes site software has a lot of stuff, like for example they might have a lot of images, video, and so forth, the software won't initially be able to detect when the form is ready to be filled in. So you need to wait until the form is completely loaded in, and then you click on the Analyze Form button. In that case, the software will guess what should be filled in. So let's say that happened. Let's just delete all this information here. And let's say this is what your form looked like initially. You would click on the Analyze Form button, and then it would fill it in. Now, there's a difference between the Fill In Form button and the Analyze Form. The Analyze Form fills in everything from scratch. So let's say I made some custom changes. This was supposed to be a full name, and full name. If I click on the Analyze Form button, it erases whatever changes you made and then looks at it from scratch. Whereas let's say I had full name, But let's say these fields were just blank, like that. If I click on the fill in form, it fills in the blank fields but remembers the changes that you made, so it's important to remember the difference. Analyze form does things from scratch. Fill in form remembers any changes you've made, but it fills in any missing details. Now the Save Form button, that's usually designed for a form if you had, say, a lot of check marks or something along those lines and you wanted to save those changes, because some sweepstakes might say have surveys, or they say please fill in the short questionnaire and so forth. Obviously you don't want to have to enter that every single time, so the Save Form will remember that. So let's go to this form right here, which actually does have check marks. Let's pretend it was a survey. So we click on that and say click that. Then we would click on Save Form, and then it would remember it. So let's go back to this, which is our second sweepstakes. Let's go back to this one, and now all of a sudden you notice all the check marks are saved. And so this is, like I said, really useful if you had any kind of survey that had to be filled out and so forth. Another important thing to remember is you do actually have to save the sweepstakes in order for this save form to have any effect. So you have to click on this, add the sweepstakes, save it, and then when you view the form, it'll remember your changes. So in a nutshell, that's how everything works. Just to quickly recap, this is your Sweepstakes Finder button tab. You have a list of sweepstakes. If you want to open it in the Sweepstakes Form Filler, you hold on the Alt key. This little arrow will automatically check mark, which means you're doing it correctly. You click on the link, it will open it up in the form filler. You go back, you go to another sweepstakes, opens it up in the form filler, and so forth. If you want to save this, you click on the Add Sweepstakes button and you fill in the details. You can also then determine whether it can be automatically submitted or not, basically having the submit button pressed. You can also change the profile to say Bob Smith, John Smith, whatever, and the software will automatically change the corresponding information. And that's it in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do have any questions, definitely join the sweepstakesninjaforums.com and create an account, and then you can ask your questions and so forth. Thank you very much.